Hello students, welcome to Exergic Aptitude Channel. Today we are going to talk about group discussions. Group discussions are invariably a part of the recruitment process these days. Whether you are applying for a private sector job or whether you are applying for a government sector job through the national entrance tests that are conducted, whether you are a fresher who will be appearing for your campus or college placements, or you are someone with work experience and are looking to shift from one company to another, a group discussion is something that you will have to appear for in the entire recruitment process. So it is important for you to know what a group discussion is, how to participate effectively in a group discussion, what are the things that can be expected out of you as a candidate in a group discussion. And that is what we will be discussing in this video. We'll be dividing this video into two parts, and what all are we going to cover? We are going to discuss what a group discussion is, why is a group discussion conducted, as in what are the qualities that the recruiters are looking out for when they are conducting a group discussion. Thirdly, we'll talk about the different types of topics that are asked in a group discussion. Here I will discuss not only the different types of topics, that means we'll talk about the different variations of topics that can be asked, but at the same time we'll look at some examples of topics that might be asked in the recent times. And last but not the least, we'll be talking about three important things that you absolutely must not do in a group discussion, and follow it up with three things that you absolutely must. So let's start. So firstly, let's try to understand what a group discussion is. In a group discussion, a group of around 10 to 15 people are given a topic to discuss about within a set time period, which is generally 10 to 15 minutes. Now, depending upon the number of candidates who are appearing for the process, for the entire recruitment process, depending upon the time that is available with the hiring company, the group size may vary, as well as the time limit that is given may vary. For instance, I have appeared in a group discussion which had 30 candidates, and I have also attended a group discussion which had only 6 candidates. So it totally depends upon the company and how much time they have. Also, for some companies this is an elimination process, and for some other recruitment process this is not an elimination round, rather some marks are given to the candidates. Nonetheless, it is a very important and a crucial step in the entire recruitment process, and whether it is an elimination round or not, how many minutes are given, how many candidates are present, all of these things are not in our hands. What is in our hands is how effectively we are prepared to confront a group discussion process, and that is what we will learn in a bit. Now let us try to understand why a group discussion is conducted. When you join a company, you will be working in a group. You will be working in a team, whether it's a private company, government company, whether you run a business alone, whether you are a teacher, you will be working in a team. And that is why it is very important to understand how you behave in a team, how you behave with your team members, what your group dynamics are. There are some candidates who are very good in their one-to-one personal interview. They will hit all the right notes, but the moment you put them in a group, they will not be able to perform. They will not be able to convey their opinions. They will not be able to give any meaningful input, and that is not the kind of candidate that the company wants to hire. And that is why the group discussion is conducted, to understand whether you have that requisite skill to perform in a group, to contribute in a group. So what are they looking for effectively are your interpersonal skills or your group dynamics. How well are you behaving with the other members of the group? How well are you able to contribute to the topic that has been given to you? So one way, of course, to understand your group dynamics is how well you're communicating. That is what your speaking skills are. So definitely your speaking skills are looked at. At the same time, your analytical skills are also looked at. That means how quickly are you able to think of some important points, and how well are you able to present it in front of the entire group. At the same time, there is one very underrated skill that is looked at in a group discussion, and that is your listening skills. So listening skills is something that people completely ignore, and that is a very crucial skill, because firstly, when you work in any company, when you work in any team, in any group, further whenever you will be recruited in some organization, your listening skills are going to be very, very important. They're going to be equally or more important than your speaking skills, and that is what they are testing in this group discussion. And secondly, sometimes when a topic has been given to us, we may not know anything about that topic, and that is when our listening skills will help us. So what we can do is we can listen to what everyone else is saying, and we can get an idea of that topic, we can get an idea of what's going on, and then contribute effectively to the group discussion. So these are the three skills that the recruiters are looking for while conducting a group discussion. Firstly, your interpersonal skills or your group dynamics, that is how well are you behaving in a group. Secondly, your communication skills, that means your speaking skills, how well have you been able to think of some important points and convey them and put forward them. And lastly, your listening skills, which are very, very important. Now let us look at the different types of topics that can be asked in a group discussion. They can be broadly categorized into 5 types. The first one are general topics. That means they are topics of a generic nature. They are relevant today, and they have been relevant in the past and will be so in the future. For example, is social media a boon or a bane? Is space exploration a meaningful investment for developing countries like India? So these are topics of a general, generic nature. The second type of topic we have are topics of current relevance. For example, if you want to discuss about the Olympics that were recently conducted, if I ask a question, was Olympics a meaningful investment today when the world is going through such a pandemic, right? So these are topics which are related to current affairs, have current relevance. For example, the new education policy, what are the points that it has proposed? How helpful is it going to be for improving the education landscape of our country? Then we have COVID-19. COVID-19 pandemic has given a number of topics to discuss on. COVID-19's impact on economy, on education, on our health infrastructure, on our work culture, on mental health. All of these are topics of current relevance. There can be a number of topics of current relevance. The third type of topic we have are topics which are controversial in nature. So these are controversial topics, and it would be expected that some members of the group will be for it and some members of the group will be against it. For example, if you look at the farm bills, so there may be some members of the group who will speak for the bills, and there will be some who will be speaking against the bills. Similarly, you have the Ayodhya temple verdict. So all of these are controversial topics. Now the fourth kind of topic that can be asked are of an abstract nature. For example, it may be said honesty is the best policy. Is it still relevant today? Or smart work versus hard work, what is more effective? So these are like common sayings. It's just something that's totally up to you how you discuss on this topic. So you can share some personal experiences, you could talk about some recent stories or recent articles that you have come across. If you have any facts and figures, you can put forward that. So it's totally up to you. Now the last type of topic we have for group discussion are case studies. In case studies, a situation is presented, a problem is put forward, and it is expected that you add some value on the solution of the problem, right? Let us look at this example. Abhay is appointed as a graduate engineer trainee in sales division of a manufacturing company and is posted in the industrial town of Mehnatpur. His company has no presence in that town, no office, no seniors, and no contacts. A large MNC has monopoly in all companies of Mehnatpur. How should Abhay establish presence of his company and achieve his sales target? So this is the situation that has been put forward, and you need to give some sort of a solution. So this is of course a simple example of a case study, but what I wanted to express is the kind of situation that you can be put in where you basically need to give some sort of a solution to a problem that has been presented. So these are the 5 types of topics that can come in a group discussion. Topics of general nature, topics of current relevance, topics which are controversial in nature, abstract topics, and case studies. In our next video, we'll look at 3 things that you absolutely must not do in a group discussion and follow it up with 3 things that you absolutely must. If you have any doubts or questions, leave them in the comment section below. I hope you found this video helpful. Share it with your friends. Look out for our next video. Thank you so much for watching. All the best.